The idea of the Sigma male has become one of the most talked about personality labels on the internet. People describe the Sigma male as mysterious, quiet, highly independent, and impossible to predict. He stands apart from the crowd, and for many viewers, that makes him fascinating. But at the same time, there is something strange about him. He does not act in ways that most people expect, and some of his traits seem to go against what science normally says about human behavior. This is why the Sigma male is often seen as someone who is not normal, someone who stands so far outside typical patterns that explanations fall short. Before going deeper, it helps to understand what people mean when they use the term Sigma male. Most common personality discussions usually talk about the alpha male, the beta male, and a few other labels. The alpha is the leader, the dominant one who takes charge in social groups. The beta is seen as more passive, cooperative, or willing to follow rather than lead. The Sigma male does not fit into that ladder at all. Instead of climbing the hierarchy or competing for a spot, he steps outside of it completely. He is often described as a lone wolf. He does not follow the normal rules of status, approval, or social ranking. Because the Sigma male is defined by being outside the system, he is often surrounded by myths, confusion, and debates. Some people say he is the most powerful personality type because he does not depend on anyone. Others claim the whole idea is exaggerated, based on internet trends rather than real science. The truth is somewhere in the middle, but one thing is clear: the traits linked to the Sigma male are unusual. They break expectations. They make him stand out. And they raise questions that normal personality models struggle to answer. In this video, we explore 6 reasons why the Sigma male is not considered normal and why science does not always give a simple explanation for his behavior. These reasons are based on how he interacts with society, how he thinks, what motivates him, and why he chooses a path that many people do not understand. By the end, you will see why this personality type attracts so much attention and why it continues to confuse researchers, psychologists, and everyday viewers who try to make sense of it. The goal is not to judge the Sigma male or place him into a box. Instead, the aim is to look at the traits that make him different from most people. These differences are not always negative or positive, they are simply unique. And those unique traits are the reason the Sigma male stands out in a world built on social rules, expectations, and group behavior. With that in mind, let us move into the first reason why the Sigma male is not normal. Reason number 1. They operate outside the social hierarchy. Most people move through life inside a social structure without even thinking about it. In school, at work, and in social groups, there is always a hierarchy. Some people lead, some follow, and others fall somewhere in the middle. This structure shapes behavior in predictable ways. People usually want approval, support, or a sense of belonging. But the Sigma male is described as someone who takes a very different path. Instead of fighting for a position in the hierarchy or choosing a role inside it, he simply steps away from it. This already makes him different from the average person. Living outside the hierarchy may sound simple, but it goes against centuries of human behavior. Humans evolved in groups, and those groups depended on cooperation, roles, and shared status. Even today, most people still seek connection, validation, and a place in a community. The Sigma male, however, does not feel this same pressure. He does not chase ranking, leadership, or control. He does not worry about being on top or being accepted by a larger group. He prefers to stand apart, make his own choices, and stay independent of social structures. This independent stance makes the Sigma male confusing to others. When someone does not react to normal social cues, people around them often misunderstand their intentions. A Sigma male might avoid group events, reject leadership positions, or pass on opportunities that others see as status boosters. Because of this, people may assume he is shy, insecure, or uninterested, when in reality, he simply does not value the hierarchy that others care about. Science has long studied dominance, cooperation, and social ranking, especially in psychology and sociology. These fields can explain why most people behave the way they do inside a hierarchy, but they do not fully account for someone who operates completely outside of it. There are theories about introversion, independence, or non-conformity, but none of them perfectly match the Sigma male's blend of confidence, detachment, and self-direction. This gap creates mystery. When someone does not play by the usual rules, they appear unpredictable and unusual. The Sigma male's distance from the social ladder does not mean he is unaware of it. In many descriptions, he understands how hierarchies work, but he chooses not to participate. This choice adds to his image as a lone wolf. He relies on himself, sets his own standards, and avoids group expectations. To many people, this behavior seems abnormal because it is rare. Most people need a network to feel secure. The Sigma male seems to build his own stability from within, which is why his behavior stands out. In simple terms, what makes the Sigma male not normal is that he walks a path most people do not choose. He does not reject society completely, but he keeps a distance from the structures that guide most social behavior. This alone makes him different enough to confuse both everyday observers and scientific explanations. Reason number 2. They value autonomy and solitude over social validation. Most people seek some form of social validation. Approval, friendship, recognition, and connection are powerful motivators. They guide behavior from a young age. Children want acceptance from classmates. Adults want respect from peers, partners, and co-workers. Even online, people chase likes and comments as signs of approval. But the Sigma male is described as someone who does not rely on any of this. His motivation comes from within, not from the reactions of others. This already separates him from typical social behavior. The Sigma male's strong desire for autonomy is one of his defining traits. He wants control over his decisions, his time, and his path. He avoids situations where others try to influence him or where he must compromise his independence. While many people enjoy group activities or cooperative work, the Sigma male often prefers solitude. Solitude is not a punishment for him. It is a natural environment where he thinks clearly, works efficiently, and feels most like himself. Society often views solitude in a negative way. Being alone is sometimes linked to loneliness, sadness, or social failure. But for the Sigma male, none of that is true. Solitude is a choice, not a consequence. He uses it to recharge, reflect, and stay focused on his goals. This difference in perspective can make his behavior seem unusual. When someone chooses to spend long periods alone, others may question their motives. Yet for the Sigma male, it is simply a comfortable way of living. Science shows that humans are social creatures, wired for connection and cooperation. This makes the Sigma male's comfort with solitude stand out even more. While introversion and independence are well-known traits, the Sigma male's combination of confidence, self-reliance, and low need for approval does not fit neatly into existing categories. He is not avoiding people because he fears rejection. and he is not withdrawing because of insecurity. He simply prefers freedom over belonging. His low need for social validation also influences how he reacts to praise or criticism. Many people feel motivated when others notice their achievements. They want recognition to confirm their efforts. The Sigma male does not depend on this. He values authenticity more than admiration. If he accomplishes something, he does it for himself, not for applause. This mindset is unusual in a world where most actions are publicly shared and judged. This desire for autonomy can also affect relationships. The Sigma male may keep a small circle, choosing deep, meaningful connections instead of large groups. He may appear distant or selective, but he is simply protecting his independence. He values loyalty and respect, but he does not want to feel controlled or obligated. This can make him appear hard to understand or emotionally guarded, even when he is not. Overall, the Sigma male's preference for independence and solitude sets him apart from typical social behavior. It challenges the idea that people must seek validation from others to feel fulfilled. This difference is a major reason why he is often viewed as not normal and why science struggles to fully explain his mindset. Reason number 3. The concept lacks strong scientific grounding. The Sigma male is often presented as a personality category with clear traits, predictable behaviors, and a solid place in the modern world. But when you look beneath the surface, one thing becomes obvious. The idea of the Sigma male does not come from established psychology. It did not start in academic research, and it is not based on long-term studies. Instead, it grew from online culture, social media discussions, and modern interpretations of masculinity. This makes the Sigma male hard for science to explain because science did not create the framework in the first place. Traditional personality science relies on tested methods, repeated studies, and measurable traits. The most common system is the Big Five model, which includes openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and emotional stability. These traits can be observed and compared across many people. But the Sigma male concept does not fit within these categories in a clean way. A Sigma male is usually described as confident, yet introverted, social when needed, but withdrawn by choice, independent, yet able to lead if required. These combinations are not impossible, but they do not line up neatly with standard personality research. Part of the confusion comes from the fact that the Sigma male label blends social behavior, cultural meaning, and personal identity all at once. Science usually separates these topics. For example, psychology studies personality, sociology studies group behavior, and anthropology studies culture. The Sigma male mixes elements from all three. He is described as someone who breaks social structures, ignores peer expectations, and chooses a lifestyle outside the norm. These traits can be observed, but they are not tied to a proven scientific model. Because of this, researchers cannot easily place the Sigma male into recognized categories. Another issue is that the Sigma male is often portrayed differently depending on who describes him. Some people say he is calm and mysterious. Others say he is rebellious and unpredictable. Some claim he is emotionally detached, while others say he simply protects his energy. When a label changes meaning from one source to another, science struggles to measure it. A scientific definition must be specific, measurable, and consistent. The Sigma male's definition shifts, expands, and adapts across social media platforms, making it more like a cultural symbol than a scientific classification. This lack of scientific grounding is one reason why people say the Sigma male is not normal. He is presented as an exception to most rules, someone who behaves in ways that traditional studies do not fully explain. When people expect science to define or analyze human behavior, any personality type that falls outside established systems feels unusual. The Sigma male becomes a kind of outsider not only in society, but in the world of psychology itself. At the same time, the absence of scientific structure allows the Sigma male idea to grow freely. People can project their own experiences, frustrations, or goals onto the label. Some see the Sigma male as a symbol of freedom from pressure. Others see him as a model of personal strength. Because the concept is not tied to strict scientific boundaries, it can shift into whatever people believe it should be. This flexibility is part of the appeal, but it also makes the category harder to study or explain. In the end, the Sigma male stands outside both social systems and scientific systems. He does not follow the rules of group hierarchy, and he does not fit into recognized psychological frameworks. This combination gives him an unusual place in the world, one that feels mysterious and hard to define. That mystery becomes one of the reasons people say he is not normal, and why science cannot offer simple answers about him. Reason number 4. They reject conventional success or status metrics. In most societies, success is measured by a clear set of standards. People aim for a good career, financial stability, social respect, or a position of influence. These goals often shape how people behave, how they plan their future, and how they measure progress in life. The Sigma male, however, takes a different path. He does not chase the usual signs of status, and he does not define his worth by the same markers that guide most people. This refusal to follow conventional success metrics makes him stand out in a world that values achievement and recognition. A Sigma male may work hard, excel in his field, or reach high levels of skill, but he does not do it to impress others. His motivation comes from a personal standard, not from society's expectations. While many people might choose a job because it pays well or offers prestige, the Sigma male focuses on freedom, meaning, or independence. He prefers to control his time rather than climb a ladder. He values purpose over position. This mindset confuses people because it goes against the usual pattern. In most situations, individuals feel pressure to move upward, earn more, or gain influence. Parents, teachers, co-workers, and even friends often push for visible progress. The Sigma male rarely reacts to these pressures. He chooses projects or careers that align with his interests, even if they do not bring admiration. Some people see this as a waste of potential. Others see it as an act of strength. In reality, it is simply a different system of values. Rejecting status symbols can also affect how the Sigma male interacts with groups. He may avoid competing with others, even when he could win. He may turn down promotions if they limit his freedom. He may avoid leadership roles, not because he lacks ability, but because he dislikes responsibility that restricts his independence. People around him may misinterpret his choices, assuming he is unambitious or uninterested. But the Sigma male is not avoiding success. He is redefining it. Science often explains ambition through reward systems, competition, and social comparison. These theories describe how people measure themselves by looking at others. But the Sigma male does not rely on comparison. His inner compass guides his actions, not the behavior of the group. This difference makes him unpredictable in environments built on ranking and performance. When someone does not respond to rewards or recognition in the usual way, it challenges common expectations about motivation. This independent approach to success can also shape personal relationships. Some people may expect him to pursue traditional milestones such as marriage, status, or material achievements. But the Sigma male may prioritize personal freedom, self-growth, or meaningful experiences instead. His choices often seem unconventional, even strange, to people who follow a standard life path. By rejecting common measures of success and status, the Sigma male stands apart from the majority. He creates his own definition of a fulfilling life, even when it does not match social norms. This difference makes him appear unusual and adds to the idea that he does not fit into the patterns science or society use to understand human behavior. Reason number 5. The Sigma idea is fueled by online counterculture. The modern image of the Sigma male did not rise through academic circles or psychological research. It spread through online communities, social media, and digital subcultures. Forums, video platforms, and discussion groups shaped the current meaning of the Sigma male, making it a symbol of independence, rebellion, and non-conformity. This deep connection to online counterculture is a major reason the Sigma male is seen as not normal. His traits are presented through a digital lens that often highlights extremes rather than everyday behavior. Online spaces tend to amplify personality labels, turning them into identity categories. The Sigma male became popular not through slow research, but through fast-moving content. Videos, memes, and posts portrayed him as the quiet outsider who does not need approval or authority. Over time, the image became larger than life. The Sigma male evolved into a cultural figure rather than a simple description of behavior. Counterculture thrives on rejecting the mainstream. This makes the Sigma male especially attractive to people who feel disconnected from traditional roles or frustrated with social expectations. Many online discussions present the Sigma male as a solution to these frustrations, portraying him as someone who breaks free from pressure. This creates an idealized version of the Sigma, one that may not fully match real-world personalities. The spread of the Sigma male idea online also adds layers of complexity that science cannot easily measure. Digital culture mixes humor, exaggeration, and fantasy. It can turn ordinary traits into symbols of independence or power. Because of this, the Sigma male becomes less like a personality type and more like a digital archetype. He represents the lone figure who does not follow rules, the quiet outsider who holds hidden strength, or the individual who survives without relying on society. The online growth of the Sigma idea also influences how people interpret it. Different communities create different versions of the Sigma male. Some present him as emotionally distant. Others focus on self-discipline or intelligence. Some portray him as a mysterious wanderer. This wide range of interpretations makes the concept even harder to define. When a label shifts depending on the group using it, it becomes difficult to explain in scientific terms. This digital shaping of the Sigma male adds to the perception that he is not normal. The figure becomes larger, more dramatic, and more symbolic than everyday people. Online culture tends to highlight extreme traits, and the Sigma male is no exception. This creates a personality model that feels unusual, unpredictable, and outside the boundaries of traditional behavior. In the real world, people may have traits similar to the Sigma male, but the online version magnifies them into something almost mythical. This combination of real behavior and digital exaggeration creates a unique form of identity that science struggles to categorize. As a result, the Sigma male remains a figure shaped more by culture than by psychology, adding to the belief that he lives outside normal patterns. Reason number 6. The idealization of loneliness has psychological pitfalls. One of the most repeated traits linked to the Sigma male is his comfort with being alone. He is often described as someone who prefers solitude, enjoys independence, and functions well without social support. Many online portrayals push this even further, turning loneliness into a badge of strength. But idealizing loneliness can create misunderstandings, and it is one of the reasons the Sigma male is seen as not normal. It presents a lifestyle that seems to stand opposite to what humans naturally need. Most people rely on relationships for emotional balance, stability, and a sense of belonging. Even those who are introverted or independent usually benefit from a small support system. Human beings are naturally social, and connection plays a major role in well-being. When someone appears completely unaffected by long periods of solitude, it feels unusual. The Sigma male is often shown as someone who does not need others at all, and this trait raises questions about how realistic or healthy that image truly is. The idealization of loneliness can hide real struggles. Some people may adopt the Sigma identity because they feel disconnected, misunderstood, or isolated. They may see the Sigma label as a way to turn loneliness into strength. While this can offer temporary comfort, it can also prevent them from addressing underlying issues. True solitude should come from choice, not from emotional withdrawal or fear of connection. The problem is that online portrayals often blur this line, making it hard to tell the difference between healthy independence and hidden avoidance. Another challenge is that the Sigma male is often shown as emotionally distant. In many descriptions, he keeps his feelings private, avoids vulnerability, and rejects reliance on others. While emotional control can be useful, shutting people out completely can create long-term problems. Emotional expression, trust, and communication are important for building strong relationships. If someone always avoids these things, it can lead to miscommunication, loneliness, or even unresolved emotional stress. Science struggles to categorize this because there is no clear pattern behind the Sigma male's approach to emotions or relationships. Some people who relate to the Sigma idea are highly self-aware and comfortable with independence. Others may be protecting themselves from disappointment. These differences make it hard to define the Sigma male in scientific terms. When a label mixes confidence, solitude, and emotional detachment, it becomes a symbol rather than a measurable trait. The cultural image of the Sigma male often turns loneliness into something heroic. While independence is valuable, the extreme version promoted online can create unrealistic expectations. Viewers may believe they must be completely self-reliant to fit the label, even though real independence does not require avoiding people entirely. The contrast between natural human needs and this exaggerated model makes the Sigma male seem not only unusual, but almost beyond normal psychological explanation. In the end, the idealization of loneliness adds another layer to why the Sigma male is seen as not normal. It presents a lifestyle that stands outside typical human behavior and challenges the usual understanding of emotional health. This mix of independence, distance, and solitude continues to confuse both viewers and scientific perspectives. The Sigma male has become one of the most recognized personality ideas in modern culture. He stands apart from the traditional roles that dominated earlier discussions about identity. Instead of focusing on leadership, dominance, or social approval, he represents independence, detachment, and the freedom to live outside expectations. But this same independence is what makes him so unusual. When people try to understand him, they often find traits that do not follow normal patterns or established models. Throughout this video, we looked at 6 reasons why the Sigma male is often seen as not normal and why science struggles to explain him. Each reason reveals a part of his identity that challenges typical behavior. He operates outside the social hierarchy, breaking a basic structure that most people rely on without thinking. He values autonomy and solitude more than approval, ignoring the common need for recognition. He exists outside scientific frameworks because the concept did not come from research. He redefines success in ways that reject traditional measures of achievement. He is shaped by online counterculture, which exaggerates traits and turns them into symbols. And he is connected to the idealization of loneliness, a trait that raises questions about emotional health and human nature. These factors combine to create a personality that feels mysterious, unpredictable, and hard to categorize. But the Sigma male is not defined by being better or worse. He is defined by being different. His traits represent a type of individuality that stands apart from group-based thinking. This difference is what attracts so much attention. People are drawn to figures who live freely, think independently, and walk their own path. At the same time, these traits make him difficult to understand using normal standards.